How have you been?
Good evening, everyone. So today we have with us Mr. Sai Teja, who has achieved a perfect score in this exam 8777. Okay, so Sai Teja, how are you, my friend and my old friend? So how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Rahul, and hello everyone.
Yeah.
I'm doing absolutely fine. Yeah.
Okay. So Sai Teja, you can tell us something about your educational background and your work experience, and how did you approach this exam?
Mhm. Yeah. First of all, I did my masters in 2014, and later, like I joined different various companies. Like I work for KPMG. I work for right now. I'm working for TCS as a business process lead, where I handle a team of 21 members. And coming back to the IELTS, it has been like everyone knows that Canada is a big dream for many aspirants. So even it has been the same for me from past 1.5 year. So for that reason, I started preparing for IELTS. So that is the pretty much background about my my aspirations.
Okay, great. Okay, so can you inform us how did you approach the writing section? Because writing is something that everyone faces huge issues with, right?
Correct, correct. No, first of all, I was pretty much comfortable with listening and reading part. So I didn't had any issues over there. And talking about 8777, that's not easy thing for me. Like I gave multiple exams before it. I cracked it in third attempt. So when it comes to writing part, uh, it has been a nightmare. If you ask me, like every time we used to start at 6.5. No, there are many people, like in Facebook community as well. There are so many people who are stuck at 6.5. So in the third attempt, I got 7.5, and I should thank Rahul, uh, you know, for that. And majoritarily, the things which I did was going back to basics. I should thank Rahul for that to exploring me on the writing part. So where he told me to, you know, read newspapers. I used to read newspapers, but due to technological advancements, we only see the headlines. Not we don't go through all the things. The whole paragraph. We just read the headlines and we just skip through the news. So that's a common thing. But that is one thing which I did. I have started reading things. I have noted down some good words, and I started to analyze how they are representing, presenting a particular article. So that helped me a lot. That's one thing I would say. And later on, it's not about following a particular format. You have to uh, know how what exactly the IELTS characters are looking for. So you have to represent there. So I think I did the same. The it was easy for me.
Okay, so how many essays did you write before giving the exam in your practice tests?
For the first two attempts, I had wrote approximately 10 to 12 essays. But for the third, the main concentration was towards the writing. So I wrote approximately, I think, uh, 30, 35,
30,
uh,
30.
30, 35 perfect ones,
Yeah.
where which I used to give it to you. You have to, used to correct them. Apart from that, I know I wrote another 20, 25 for my practice. So approximately around 60 to 70 essays.
Mhm. So that is the best way to approach task two. What do you want to say about task one?
Okay. Task one, everyone say it's not that important. Even I used to believe that, but uh, what happens is, while writing an IELTS exam, people tend to spend more time on the task one. So they usually end up 30 minutes in writing task one. No, that's not the way to approach it. That's what I felt after giving a couple of exams. So what I did was, I had a time limit, 15 minutes. I have to complete the task one, and trust me, even you have to write the letters so that you will get used to it. Go through, and there are a number of articles on the online which are available. No, moreover, if you ask me, there are the letter formats are same. Okay, when you're writing a professional letter and like the formats are same. So I think you need to follow the same pattern and spend only a minimum of 15 minutes for writing and 5 minutes for the review. Done. And don't ever go back to the letter while writing the exam. That also, stick to your time limits. That will help you. And 1 or 2 minutes to plan your like what exactly you wanted to write, and don't think more about it. You know, stick to one particular point, write regarding that. And people will always tend to give more ideas in one particular letter. That's not that I will not suggest that. Just stick to one thing. It will help you in a long way.
Okay, great. And what about the speaking section? Since many non-native speakers face issues in this section, so
Correct.
what kind of advice you want to give them?
Speaking is something, I would say it is a tricky one. Okay, all you need to do is practice. Okay, uh, you know, like every day before bed, I had a set timings. I will speak on one particular topic. That's how I prepared one particular topic for uh, 10 minutes. So everyone thinks, the ideas are more important over there, but you need to practice a lot so that the ideas will flow. You'll not more think about the idea. So one other tip which I would give is, like, during the exam, if you got only one particular idea to speak about it, so do one thing, go to an imaginary thing. So for example, uh, I used to link some situations to the speaking part. So that helped me a lot. For example, I would say, you Rahul, give me a particular topic. I'll tell you how I'll tell
Okay,
you.
suppose you have to describe. If we take a cue card topic, right?
Hmm.
You have to
Correct, correct.
describe about your ancestors.
Okay. So ancestors, when it comes to ancestors, I'll say, okay, I only remember my grandmother and grandfather, right? So what I used to do is, like, I used to talk about my grandmother, and about grandmother, I used to describe her. Okay. Usually you'll speak like from where you come, all the stuff. So describe about them as well. There is nothing wrong in it. Okay. So because I didn't get any thoughts, I only got know about my grandparents. That's it, and where how they live. So describing about them will also help you. Okay. So at that point of time, uh, the IELTS examiner is not looking for what is right and what is wrong over there. He is looking about your communication and how long you can speak about particular topic. If they, it's all about how you communicate.
Yeah. And
So
did
I
you?
think,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
Continue, continue.
yeah, just give a more description about it. How, like, they used to wear these clothes. I used to like that. That is some like there used to be a big house. When you're explaining everything, there is a big ancestral house where they stay. It should not be 100% true, but just add in Indian style, you add some masala to
That,
it so that you
make
would
the story interesting, right? You know.
yeah, make it interesting so that thing. So, and even in my my speaking topic was about promises which you make in your life. I was stuck at some point of time in my speaking, and I was always talking about promises which make about kids. And in the meantime, examiner asked me a different question, stating, marriages are also a big promises which make for the life. What is your opinion on it? So for me, I never thought in that perspective. Like, we do make promises for kids. Now, if you eat well, I'll take you out. So those are the examples which I was giving, but she came altogether with a different question. So at that time, I was stuck, but I was shocked to see that perspective as well. So I literally told her, no, I never thought in that perspective. That is one of the thing which, you see, that is one of the main thing which always happen in our whole life, but we don't give that importance. So I think somewhere I felt at that point of at that point of time I cracked that the speaking part. She was very examiner was very nice with me at that point of time. So I think it went well.
Great. So did you use any idioms in your speaking section, or you just concentrated more on the content?
I think, you know, like I never gave importance to idioms part of it. I stick to my basics because I love speaking with other people. I always love communicating with them. So I never thought in a subject perspective. All I want to do is communicate with them so that my language, like whatever I'm talking, she is able to understand. The examiner is able to understand. It's not like you have a good accent. No, if you ask me, my accent is far worse compared to others. So it's all about how you communicate. The other person is also understanding it, and no gaps. Okay, no gaps while speaking. That's one thing. What I built, what I felt, and even one other thing which I did for speaking was I recorded my voice. Okay, that helps you a lot. Trust me. Like, do it for first 5 days continuously. You will understand the difference. That's one thing I'll tell you regarding the speaking section.
Okay. So you want to say that accent doesn't matter, your content matters, right?
Content, I don't even give important, like, it's not about content as well. It's always about how you communicate.
How you
So
come.
for example, if Rahul, you and me are communicating right now, you are able to understand me, right? That's perfect for
That,
me.
no, but what
Yeah,
I mean to say that the content should be perfect. You should not make mistakes
correct,
when you are speaking, right?
correct, yeah. So usually what happens is, we when we speak, we make some internal adjustments as per our MTIs, mother tongue influence. That should not be there. That's what I think. About after that, I think it was a cakewalk. Once you understand how tell them, like how you speak with them, they'll understand it.
Okay, great.
And moreover, there is a big thing that you should use some flamboyant words, uh, right? Even Rahul, right? Like while we were practicing on the speaking part, I never used the flamboyant words. I didn't like it because that's not me. Because it when I try that, we always in your mind you'll start thinking about what type of word I should use. So that breaks your communication thing. That's what happened with me as well when I tried in the first second attempts. So I third time, it's all about practice. It's all about practice. And you know when speaking, there is no right and wrong in it. Stick to your basics. That's it.
And do you think we should hear more news? We should watch movies.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listening to news, especially the English news, BBC. You know, BBC app, there is one option in it, where you can just listen to what exactly happening. That will give you a good perspective. Perspective of speaking. First thing, the pronunciations, you will understand it very well in that. Second thing, even you are listening for a listening exam, that will help you a lot. Okay, you'll understand the accents, especially the during morning hours. 12 11 to 12, there are some programs where they interview some cultural you know people, and they talk about some cultures, they talk about those things. Those kind of initiatives will help you to understand their accents. That will help you for listening, and after that, that will also help you to pronounce things. That's one thing which I did. Yeah.
Okay, great. And anything you want to discuss with other candidates about the remaining two sections? from your own experience?
Okay. Listening, no. I think listening is one thing which everyone thinks it is kind of tough during the fourth section. You know, one, two, three sections are okay, you can do it. The fourth section is one stretch. You have to write, 10 answers for a big thing. So I think for listening, all I would say is like go through the YouTube videos. But one good thing which I did was I also told Rahul on that. No, I do it. I do the test regularly, at least three tests in a day. Uh, that that at 1.5 speed, 1.5x. No? So the language becomes fast. How many words you are able to do it? Are you how many words you are able to grasp at that speed will help you a lot. Okay, so that is one thing which I did, you know. And I never had issues with listening, like all the three tests I had, my listening was around 8.58. Yeah. And coming to the reading section, there is one other thing I would say is like reading section newspapers are the one of the best sources, especially business columns or sports columns or some cultural advertisements which you get. I'm talking about the newspapers of you know British US or like the New York Times or the Guardian, the newspaper. Those things. If you go to the app, there are options to read those columns. That will help you a lot because like please concentrate on the cultural things where you get more information about it. By reading those, it was helpful. And for the general GT candidates, the suggestion would be first do the um, education one. What do you call that? I already forgot the names. uh,
Education section.
yeah, do that. Practice is one good thing which you need to do. Uh, I think there are some good websites as well where you can do the reading section. Um, yeah, I think those are more than enough.
Okay, thank you so much, buddy. And we wish you the best
So
for your future endeavors. Okay.
thank you, Rahul. Yeah,
Have
thank you so much, and
a-
good thing. Yeah,
Goodbye. Take care.
bye. Yeah.